Welcome back. Delighted having the studio with us today. Nancy Livingood. She's the Social Support Services Manager at Lovejoy Hospice, and she's here to share with us a very special event coming up entitled Light Up a Life Ceremony. Nancy, good to see you again.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good to see you. This is coming up December 15th, 6 till 8. Tell us about it.
Well, Light Up a Life is a yearly event we have at Lovejoy Hospice. It is open to the community. Sometimes people think, oh, it's only for families who had somebody on Lovejoy Hospice. It is not. It is for the whole community of the Rogue Valley. It's a community memorial, a time to be quiet and remember the people that we've loved in our lives who have died, whether that's in the last year or more distant past. We have music. We have a slideshow. Community members are invited to submit pictures of their loved one. I always submit my in-laws and my brothers. And their names are read, and there are some readings on hope and life and other applicable subjects. And then we have a little reception afterwards where people can gather and just share and reminisce. So it's bittersweet, but it's also a celebration.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for what you do as an organization. And let me say to our viewers and listeners, this is coming up December 15th from 6 until 8 in the evening there at the Lovejoy Hospice headquarters there at 939 Southeast 8th Street in Grants Pass. Should they call?
Yes, yes, they can call Lovejoy Hospice at 541-474-1193 to get more details, find out about how to submit a picture. Or they can just drop by. They can also email us at info@lovejoyhospice.org.
If you're not familiar with Lovejoy Hospice, let me tell you, they've been around since 1981, and you're an independent nonprofit community service organization, and you get involved in people's lives at a critical time, and I've never known anybody who felt like they didn't call you soon enough. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. We generally don't hear, well, we called you too soon. It's generally, we wish we had called sooner. We didn't know we could get so much help. Just
quickly, what services do you provide?
Well, hospice is end-of-life care, whether it's a younger person or an older person, all ages in between. So if a community member is dealing with a life-threatening illness, and in the doctor's opinion, that person has likely a 6-month or less life expectancy. And if that person in their own head and heart are saying, I don't want to go back to the ER, no more surgeries, I'd rather be at home around my pets, the sights and smells and the comforts of home with my family. And if I am going to die sooner versus later, I'd rather do it on my own terms in my own home, and that's the ideal. So our services are intended to help people do that, find comfort and quality of life on their terms in their own setting. And to that end, we provide nursing care, social work support for problem solving, spiritual care if they desire that, hospice aides who are certified nursing assistants with additional training for end-of-life care, for hands-on care, volunteers who can offer respite or companionship. So it's holistic. It's for the patient as well as the family and the supports for that patient. And again, the whole focus is comfort at end of life on that person's terms.
I think one of the other parts of your services that is so wonderful, yes, it's one thing to work with the individual who's been diagnosed with that, but to prepare the family and the loved ones as well.
Absolutely. It's a team effort, those services, those disciplines that I described to you. And we work with the patient, but we work with the family and friends that are involved in that person's life, to teach them, to guide them, to validate, their concerns, so that as much as possible they are prepared, they are educated. And then after the death, we are there, we offer bereavement support. That is also open to the community. It's not limited to people who have had a loved one on Lovejoy Hospice. We have a lending library, we have a support group, we offer individual support and education in grief and loss to help them find their way, find some peace, and be able eventually to remember with more joy than with sadness.
Well, it's the realities of life. And I can't tell you how often I've been with families that have included hospice, Lovejoy Hospice, into the equation. And every time that it happens, it brings such peace, brings the proper focus, you know, and a lot of tough questions are asked and they're answered, you know. And I think that is one of the big services that you provide. But part of this, I think maybe people understand, when somebody chooses to go on hospice, at that point, is the doctor out?
No, the person remains under the care of their primary care provider. That doctor, PA, nurse practitioner works with our medical director and with the hospice team. So the patient retains their rights. They can choose to see their primary care provider if they want to. If it's too much of a hassle, they're too weak, it just takes too much, the nurse can be that doctor's eyes and ears, reporting back. So whether it's a symptom issue, whether it's a question, whether it's I'm wondering if I should have more tests run, that communication and service doesn't stop. It's a matter of coordinating that care so the person's needs are met, their wishes are respected, and people have rights. If somebody starts hospice care and they decide, well, maybe I do want to think about that surgery, they can choose to go off hospice. We've also had people that with good consistent care and some education, some medication management, they have stabilized to the point where they don't need hospice. And I call it graduating. They graduate off of hospice, and we've had people come back several years later, and they've had a pretty good quality of life, but now they're in a decline, and now they need hospice again.
One of the things you mentioned there, pain and medication management, how does that work?
Well, everything is supervised by the doctor. We get doctor's orders for any medications, and whether it's pain or shortness of breath or anxiety or bowel issues. So the nurses would be reporting back to the practitioner what is going on, what appears to be working, maybe suggestions that the nurses or our medical director may have. And so, as I said, it's very much a team effort. Also, it depends on what the patient wants. Some people would rather have more alertness and are able to tolerate a symptom load, again, whether it's pain or weakness, because they feel like they're more in control. Others would rather be a little more sleepy, spend a little more time being quiet, and have better physical control. So we try to listen to what our patients are telling us so that we're not assuming that we know.
Well, again, I just can't say enough. I've had direct experience, and I have to tell you that the services you provide at these times of life, which is, we're all facing these things, is wonderful. And the pressure that is relieved to the family and to the patient because someone else is there to kind of manage all of that is just tremendous.
Well, it's an absolute honor every time we get a referral. People call and say, I'm not sure if you can help, but here's the situation. And even if somebody doesn't end up using our services, if we can be a support, a resource, that's what we're there for. People without insurance, we do sliding scale. If there are no funds, we do charity care. We are there to provide that service regardless of payer source, regardless of ability to pay, and we're committed to that.
So you're running about 50 staff and 50 volunteers?
Yes, it waxes and wanes, but yes, on average.
All right, before we run out of time, one more time, you have a very special event coming up. It's called the Light Up a Life Ceremony.
Yes.
Coming up December 15th, 6 till 8 in the evening there at the Lovejoy Hospice office in Grants Pass. Tell us about that quickly again.
That's at 939 Southeast 8th Street in Grants Pass. It's an annual event, and it is open to the community. It's a memorial and a celebration, and followed by a reception. If people want to submit pictures of their loved ones, they can call us to make those arrangements, and we'll be glad to include them.
Well, You're a joy, Nancy. Thank you. And thank you to your whole organization for what you do in these times of need. Can't say enough, folks. And if you want to learn more about Lovejoy Hospice, you can give them a call at 474-1193. That's there in Grants Pass, 474-1193. And don't forget December 15th. If you'd like to participate in that, that would be another phone call you can make to let them know you're coming. And if you want us to submit some pictures of your loved ones, you're certainly welcome to do that. And if you come to a time in life where you need their services, don't hesitate to give them a call. 541-474-1193. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time on Focus Today.
I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.